What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Sean O'Malley versus Merab being a possibility. And then next, who's going to be Justin Gaethje's replacement. But first, let's talk about the first pressing matter that I think a lot of MMA fans are very, upset about this possibly being a factor of star power being involved. Because honestly, I'm a Sean O'Malley fan. Okay, I like how he fights. I like his little gimmick and everything and stuff like that. I like the hair, everything about him. I like a lot of it, except some of the personal stuff, which I'm sure people are gonna end up commenting about. But anyways, I really like him as a fighter. Um, but he's not deserving of getting the rematch against Merab, if I'm going to be completely honest. His fight was, unfortunately, to a lot of people, one-sided. I thought it was closer than what a lot of people think, honestly. I think there was a lot more damage done to Merab than what people realize if you go back and watch the fight. Sean O'Malley landed some really good shots against Merab. Obviously, not enough to knock him out because Merab is a crazy gas tank freak with a head made of iron. Um, Sean O'Malley just he got tossed around. There's a lot of clips of Merab messing with Sean O'Malley, which is never good as well. I think that's one of the most biggest things of Merab's whole plan is that you kind of have to throw some game shit back at him. Like when you hit him, do a little thing or whatever. Because we can't. If you're fighting Merab, you can't let him play with you. You can't let him kissing your back. Giving you a hug, talking to people and stuff like that. You really got to bring the pace and the pressure to Merab, and I think a lot of people are just scared to do that. It'll be interesting to see if they do end up fighting again, what Sean O'Malley will do game plan wise against Merab, because I think he's honestly got to try to get him out of there early possible. Just go for the KO as fast and explosively as you can. Sean O'Malley's been pretty quiet. He hasn't really been tweeting or posting much. He's been taking time off to really train. So I'm hoping during this training time, he's really evolving his wrestling and his cardio, and they're doing things to try to make it a better rematch if that does happen. Because a lot of people, including me, think that it's a little bit undeserving that he get this rematch against Merab. If we were to match Merab up against someone, and it actually was a pretty good idea by MMA Guru, is to have Pantoja and Merab have a two title fight. It'd be a great legacy defining fight for both of them. Merab, who's already, a GOAT at 135, pretty much the GOAT at 135, definitely deserves to have a chance to fight for a second belt. And Pantoja is definitely deserving of that too. Having him go up against Kaikar France, you know, it's not as exciting, at least to me personally. I think Pantoja would bring a lot more excitement if he ended up moving up to 135 and fighting for that belt. Be really cool to see. Unfortunately, we get Pantoja versus Kaikar France. Not saying that that's a bad fight. I'm sure it'll be an entertaining fight, but come on now. Why can't we give other people a shot at getting some greatness added to their legacy? Because now it seems like the UFC wants people to vacate the belt like Ilya Taporia and then move up weight class, which is you know I think it sells better when it's champ versus champ. No, I mean former champ versus current champ. I mean, even though Ilya Taporia vacated, and he's probably going to be fighting for the belt, honestly, for his first fight at 155, he's still technically going to be the former champ. Once Volkanovski and Diego Lopez start their first round of their championship fight, Ilya Taporia has nothing to do with that title anymore. And he would have to fight for it again to become champion again. He couldn't go back down and just stay the champion. Fortunately, I don't think they're going in that direction anymore, which sucks. Really does suck. And I want to play this clip real quick because it's really ridiculous from Dana White because the people that he's talking about are not the MMA fans. Oh, I just realized I didn't have the audio on. Change that.
The bantamweight division
We'll
I
pretend
know
like
Sean
I got it right the
O'Malley
first time.
looking likely to rematch Merab, right? And we just got the Sandhagen announcement too. I'm kind of curious how that matchmaking came to be. Was the idea always, again, I don't think the O'Malley one is official yet, right? But we're leaning towards that. How did we get there with so many different options? I think for Sean O'Malley, we could have done maybe an Aldo possibility. There's, especially with him, so many options. How did the bantamweight division shake
They
out?
want to fight each other. I think people want to see it.
That's Dana's annoyed. Like, just shut up and listen to. Just shut up and listen to me. You know, just hey, this is how it's gonna be. People want to see it. I think maybe the Nelk boys mentioned it to him. Maybe Hunter Campbell mentioned it to him. Definitely not any regular MMA fan was, you know, absolutely begging for a rematch, for them to fight. So doesn't really make any sense. I think if anything, they should run a poll. We have the technology, UFC. Honestly, put out a poll on X, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Put all that data out there. See what the fans actually want. Instead of saying, I think people want to see it, you know, come on. And then, of course, we're moving on to our next bit of news. Unfortunately, the Dan Hooker Justin Gaethje fight fell out. In case you didn't know, now you know. Um, Justin Gaethje seems to have three options though right now, and there could be a possible fourth if you know, Ilya Taporia really wanted to really be a BMF, really wanted to be a cool Chad guy. Bro, take the fight against Justin Gaethje on 2 weeks' notice. I'm just kidding. That's highly doubtful that that's gonna happen. That's kind of like best. That was kind of like the situation where the Islam Charles Oliveira fight fell out, and it was like, what else can we do? Volkanovski rematch. People are like, oh dang, oh yeah, that's a great idea. It'd be one of those crazy fights to get Ilya Taporia versus Justin Gaethje. But Ilya Taporia is not going to co-main event, and I just don't think it's possible for him. He's become too big of a star to be a co-main event. If I'm going to be completely honest, he's gonna have to lose like 4 or 5 fights if he's going to be a co-main again, or feature fight, something like that for Ilya Taporia. He's achieved so much at featherweight, absolutely ridiculous. You can easily call him a goat at featherweight. And hey, if he moves up to lightweight and he gets another strap, ooh, he's getting up in that top. I'd say top 10, top 8 area of goats in total in the UFC. Um, yeah, he'd be really putting himself up there. So it'd be really great to see Ilya Taporia match up against him. Don't think it's gonna happen though. Out of these three, though, I would most likely rather see. Man, it's tough, right? Because we don't, the UFC isn't going to give Moicano a. It'd be very unlikely that they give him a fight up in the rankings after his loss to Islam Makhachev like that. Um, Rafael Fizayev, he's just hasn't fought in a while, and now he wants to fight in 2 weeks' notice. Kind of, a little bit iffy, and he kind of got busted up pretty badly. Especially in round 3, he was getting really badly busted up. Gamrot is just that's honestly the worst out of these two. These other two would give him. Fizayev would actually be much more entertaining. He would actually really, throw hands with Justin Gaethje. Moicano would definitely try to implement his grappling and try to take Justin Gaethje's back. And then Mateus Gamrot would just be straight grappling. Like, he would not be trading hands with Justin Gaethje. I think best case scenario, out of all these three, it's really tough. It's really tough. I think Rafael Zayev, honestly. Oh, I hate to. Out of all these three, I just don't feel like it's. I'd rather even honestly see Chandler. I hate seeing that. Oh, I hate seeing that. I would prefer Chandler out of these guys because, man, Chandler is so undeserving. But I mean, entertainment wise, I'm trying to think entertainment wise. Honestly, I'm trying to think who would be the most entertaining out of all these. Again, it would be absolute miracle if Ilya Taporia somehow got ready in 2 weeks to do this. It'd absolutely blow up the card. Yeah, just I don't think it's gonna happen with Ilya Taporia. Again, saying that again, but just so you're aware, it's not happening with Ilya Taporia. Um, yeah, I think Rafael Ataman Fizayev. I think he's our best option out of Moicano or Gamrot. Just thinking entertainment wise, who's gonna trade hands with him and put on a good show? Rafael Fizayev, he's gonna trade with you, throw some elbows. Their first fight was really entertaining, honestly. The 3 rounds was all back and forth action, and then the third round, Justin Gaethje really turned it up on Fizayev and landed much more devastating blows. So, yeah, I guess it'd be the most interesting out of these 3. But anyways, that's a bit of news that I got for you. All right, so I had to go back and make sure it was recording. Turns out it was all the way. It said 4 minutes and 7 seconds on the timer, and I was like, hold on, am I having a glitch? Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.